can be a comedian.
You know, but you gotta put the work in. But people think just because they light up a room, you know, that they have it. I think it's a shock for someone that's always been so funny to actually see them go on stage and not get a laugh. Garrison over Thanksgiving break. A lot of people did that. That seemed like the Thanksgiving movie. You know, if you didn't see it, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. But Al Pacino is in it. He plays Al Pacino playing Jimmy Hoffa. You know, and I'm a huge Al Pacino fan. Forget about it. I love Al Pacino, but he plays himself in every single movie. You know, like he could be on screen and go, "Oh." I'm Gandhi, you know? Like, guy nails Gandhi. That's the best Gandhi I've ever seen, you know? Oh, I'm starving. On point, nails it.
Hello, I'm Stefano Diamidi with the Diamidi team at Remax Elite. And today, like I promised everybody, I'm gonna get different kinds of people on my show, not just real estate related, okay? Today I got my friend, personal friend, and fellow comedian, Mike Malone. And as always, I have Leo Diamidi either on the show or in the background doing something. All right?
Yeah.
That's my man right there. All right? Okay, so let's get to it. Let's start the show. Mike, how's everything going, bud?
Everything is good. Everything's crazy, though.
Yeah?
Crazy.
Everything is crazy. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about, you know, we're doing Zoom shows now for comedy.
I know.
You know?
I know.
But I have done a live show since March, you know?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people.
I watched them.
You watched the Zoom show?
Are you kidding me? I text you every time.
You texted me. You didn't say, but you didn't give me any feedback.
I'm pressing the like.
I didn't see the like.
I'm pressing that. It's floating.
You said
Listen,
I got a text from you saying I watched it.
Yeah.
And that was it. So I was like, all right.
I clicked it.
I said he's being nice. He's not, you didn't like it, but it's all right. You know, I was like,
Mike,
it's all right.
I've been following you for like at least 2 years now. At least, right? We did what, 2 or 3 shows together?
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if you came to one show.
2 shows for the comedy.
About one show. It was one show with him. Okay. And you know, we had a good time. The second one was a little rough, right?
You want to talk about that second one?
The second one. All right. Well, let's talk about the second one. What was the demographics on it?
Oh, let's see. We had 7-year-olds and 50-year-olds, and nothing in between. I think that was.
So we had to make it funny for 7-year-olds and 50-year-olds.
I think so.
At the same time.
Kids and their grandparents.
Very difficult.
That was the audience.
So nobody told us this until about what, 30 minutes before?
Yeah.
So, you know, we're trying to figure out what to talk about, and like, what do we have? Cartoons and relationships, right?
I'm trying to talk about marriage. These kids are staring at me.
Well, I had that bit with I'm trying to remember the one with the Alexa. You know, where Alexa wanted child support.
Which one was that?
The one where, you know, I found an Alexa.
Right.
But she was like, you know, she was like a regular woman, like crazy. You know, she got jealous of me bringing in girlfriends. You know, like Alexa got jealous, and then she served me with an order of protection, and I was in arrears in child support. You remember?
Wait, 6-year-olds right here?
Bro, it was difficult. I mean, it was 30 minutes, bro.
It was, but what was it? It was Father's Day, right? Was it Father's Day? I think it was a Father's Day thing. So Steph calls me up. He goes, "Oh, I know someone called me and says that they want to do a Father's Day show." I think it was Father's Day. So I'm preparing for fathers.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then, but it was more for their kids.
It was a community thing. It was a community thing with a school. Nobody really told us what we would do.
I thought it was a Father's Day show, so I got my regular material.
Yeah. And I had no material as usual. I just make it up there.
And we get up on stage, and there's not many people. So by
the way, 4 comedians dropped out. Remember?
Right. So it's just you and me.
And they told us, can you do 30 minutes each? So what did I say? What did I say to the person? I said, what do you think I am? What's it called? What's his name? What was the comedian I used? I was like,
Eddie Murphy.
Who do you think I am, Eddie Murphy? Like, you think I'm going 30 minutes? And you were like, yeah, I ain't no.
I was prepared for 5 minutes.
I had 3 minutes
spot.
at best. I had 3 minutes at best, and I turned it into 8 or something.
And then I'm actually thinking that I can do this. I go up there.
Well, we hyped each other up.
We're like, oh, I'm like, I got 30 minutes. Like that's a comedian's dream, you know, to get 30 minutes on stage.
Like,
so I'm going.
It's like an HBO special.
There's like 10 people, 5 7-year-olds, 5 50-year-olds, right?
Actually, no. There
was this recorded?
No, it wasn't. No, there was.
I would have added the clips.
There was about. No, I think there was more like 70 to 125 people.
You think there was that much in that?
I remember the whole auditorium was pretty much full.
It was a grade school auditorium.
It was a grade school auditorium.
So you know, it's still one of those stages that's elevated, and then the seats are sloped up.
Yeah.
So they're scattered all over the place. They're not all in the front. Okay. So they're.
I was still saying 75 to 125. Yeah. I think.
And I'm talking about how I don't like weddings. I don't like marriage. I don't even like marriage because it reinforces my fear of the cha-cha slide. I'm talking. These kids don't even know what the cha-cha slide. The kids are just staring at me like, and I'm like, oh,
we got a couple.
I'm dying. I'm like,
we got some laughs from the father.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them came to us after, like, you guys were funny, but you know, the kids,
the audience.
I think I lasted. I may have lasted 7 minutes.
Yeah, I think
maybe.
Yeah,
and the mic died.
Oh, and the mic died. Oh my god.
It was one of those cordless mics.
Nice.
So I do this. I do this one bit where I knock on the mic and it like knocked it out.
I mean, that's kind of like the life of a comedian, no? I mean,
yeah.
Well, listen, before, you know, I mean, we kind of already started, but I want to lay down some ground rules. You know, this being a family show where comedians, I mean, I curse a lot, right? Instead of the F word, we're going to use the D word. So wherever you're going to use the F word, it's duck. All right?
You do duck.
That's it. Whatever you want to say, it's duck. And it's lit. You can say whatever you want. Duck you, duck this, duck that. Whatever you want. All right? You got it?
All right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Okay.
Duck.
So now, I'm at my life for different reasons at the point I am. You know, you're going one way, then you hit a fork in the road, and you know, which way do you go? And you know, you bump off of things, and now you're here or you're there, right? What got you interested in comedy? Because it's a difficult road to take.
So I will. So okay, stand up comedy.
Well, yeah.
Stand up comedy was the last thing of. I did improv before. I did regular acting before that, and I always had this fear of stand up comedy, you know. And I always wanted to do it. I always thought this was my last hurrah, you know. Like
okay.
So
what do you mean?
Not last hurrah, but last of the steps, I guess you would say. You know, like. Okay.
You haven't given up. You haven't given up. I know you haven't given up.
No. It's actually worked pretty well for me. So before stand up, I did improv. Okay, improv's weird. Improv is fun. It was, but it didn't. I wasn't going where I wanted to go with it. You know, it wasn't taking me where I wanted to go. Then I was trying to sketch comedy a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. And I couldn't find a niche yet, you know. And all this was finding a niche, you know. It's just finding, even when I was taking regular acting classes, finding a niche. I was in a theater company, but nothing was clicking, you know. So I finally take a stand-up class, and I meet these guys, Sean Gibbs, John Listman, and we click, you know. Yeah. So I'm finally finding people that don't want to give up, you know. Every time I go
love that because I don't know how to give up. You know, I don't even know how to. I don't know how to go to sleep. I don't know how to give up. You know.
But yeah, you're right. You know, you're right. And these guys didn't want to get like. So Sean worked as a bartender and a server, so he had ins with bars.
Okay, that's good. That's beautiful.
Right.
It's like almost. It's like. It's made.
But right. So
you know?
So that was great.
Yeah.
And. John was just very ambitious, and a networky guy.
Okay.
Okay. And I was neither. I'm not a good networker.
Okay.
I'm not. I don't have any connections with bars, and that's you know. So
what do you bring to the table?
yeah, exactly. I bring nothing. I rode on the shirt tails of John Listman and
He's just here.
That's
Mike's
it.
just in the back seat, like, you know.
That's it. I was like, hey guys, can I hop in? You know, I was on the side of the road and they let me in. But so they decide. John decides I want to start an open mic.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is, you know, it's hard to do if you don't know people.
Yeah.
Sean Gibbs knew someone, so we opened at. This is how we got the name. Good One Comedy. Okay.
I always wanted to ask you this.
Here it is. All right. So Sean used to work, or he had a friend that worked at a bar at One Bedford
Okay.
over in Greenpoint.
Okay.
So this place was right across the street from McCarran Park, I think it was.
Okay.
I might be wrong on that. So we didn't have a name yet. We go, this place is called One Bedford. You know, maybe we can play with the one.
Okay.
You know, one.
Okay.
Good one.
Got you.
You know, joke. It's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, so we start this mic. Didn't have a great relationship with the owners. It lasted a few months. So after that, we were like homeless. They kicked us out, more or less. We didn't have a spot. Sean had another spot on East Houston
Okay.
called Parkside Lounge, which is a really nice place.
Actually, I know it.
Hmm?
I know it.
Very nice. The back. There's a venue in the back for music mostly, but you can use it for a comedy also.
Yeah.
So Sean knew the owner there, and he let us do an open mic there every Thursday, and then was letting us do a monthly show over there too. And that's when everything started rolling. You know, everything was going good. That was probably about 2 years ago. Then we kind of moved off from there. We did the open mics there, but we did our regular shows at the Pit, and that was kind of our standard operation until February, and then so now we're all digital, virtual, but it gives you the opportunity now to produce a show.
Yeah.
Online. You know, you don't have to network in with a venue anymore. Worry about are you going to sell tickets or not. It's you know I think it does open more to it. I've met more people. I've met a lot more. I've met people that I wouldn't have met through the virtual comedy so far. So there's good and bad with everything.
All right, and we're gonna go to some of our sponsors. 2 minutes, sponsors. All right, and just wait for the commercials to go.
Yeah, sure. Commercials.
And we're back. And we're back. I don't know. I just want to always do that. It felt like it, right? Okay. So we got the whole thing. How Good One came about. All right. I like what you're doing. All right.
Yeah.
Keep doing it.
I like what you're doing. I like what you're doing.
What? I don't know. What am I doing?
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Steph, tell me what you're doing right now.
I'm doing everything. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm all over the place.
What are you doing right now?
I'm talking to you.
On
Whatevertainmenttv.
There you go. How'd that start?
Oh, well, I was tired of waiting for people to discover me, so I discovered myself. You know what I'm saying? What? 4 a.m., I called this guy up. I got a name for him to show.
Awake all the time.
Okay.
Awake all the time. You know, he's probably emailing clients or something. I don't know. So I'm like, yo, what are you doing? He's like, whatever, right? I'm like, I got a name for a new show, Whatevertainmenttv. He's like, what are we gonna do on it? So first it started off with just like, you know, real estate people, right? But then I was like, I just wanna interview everybody. Like, why does it have to be just, you know what I'm saying? So whatever, it's whatever I wanna do.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Whatever Steph wants to do.
Whatever Steph wants to do.
Whatever Steph wants to do, it goes on the channel.
Duck it. You know? Just duck it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like I want to use duck now. Even I never. I didn't want to, but now I'm gonna be like
Now you're gonna use
this
it.
ducking Steph is ducking.
Just duck it. Yeah, right. So what I want to ask you, I believe people have this misperception about comedians, and I think I had it before. I did, I thought I was room funny, and then some guy challenged me once, and that's why I went into comedy.
What does
right?
room funny mean?
Like when you're talking to your friends in a room, and they're like, "Oh, you're so funny," but you're only funny for that room. Like if you go on
For those
stage, you're
4
gonna
people
bomb.
that
Yeah,
you're-
exactly.
yeah.
So they said, "No, you gotta do it," and one of them was semi-professional. He says, "No, dude, you gotta do it, right?" So
Beginning stages, all right, not 100%. I'm getting sued. I did a car stop. I got too close to the guy and knocked him out. One guy, I go to calls. People keep bumping into my camera. I'm like, dude, step the fuck back. Right? And move a little to your left. You're out of focus. So anyway, I got into a shootout recently, January. The Force Investigations Division comes, they're like, yo, download your camera video. I'm like, dude, relax, I got it right here, 1 second. I'm like, here you go, Captain. Keep playing rewind.
On another note, back in August, my parents celebrated their 45th wedding anniversary. Not together, but...
That ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right.
My dad went to the Giants game, my mom stayed home, and they both had a good time. Now, I felt a little guilty.
I believe there's this misconception about comedians that we're dumb, or you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
We're,
It's not respected.
Not respected.
Yeah.
We're like airheads, kind
Yeah.
of, right? I mean, do you feel that? Do you get that?
No, I think you have to be very observational and...
I believe to be a comedian, you have to be like extremely, very witty and extremely intelligent.
Yeah.
It's not easy at all. You can't. You have to. 100%.
First of all, yeah, and I'll touch on that. It's not easy. Like you were talking about room funny.
Yeah.
And then people, and let's put it, let's people that are, you can be a comedian, but you got to put the work in. But people think just because they light up a room, that they have it, and they do. They have it, but stage is different than a room. Stage is people that you don't know that you have to draw in, and I think it's a shock for someone that's always been so funny to actually see them go on stage and not get a laugh.
Then bomb.
And it's like soul crushing. And that's the ones that come back and try it again and again are the ones that survive. If you don't have,
That's what everything. Actually, believe it or not, Mike, that's real estate. I mean, also I just like to add this in, okay, Mike? We're in a real estate office.
We
right?
are in a real estate office right now.
Yeah, we're in the Remax in Tottenville, and what does comedy have to do with real estate? And without even prompting Mike, he touched upon it, right? Get
Touch
knocked
right
down, what do?
You got to get back up,
Magic.
right?
Magic.
Rocky Balboa.
Can't stop.
No.
You gotta keep going. Right?
Yeah, I mean, how many presentations have you gone to, and sometimes it hasn't.
How many? I lost count.
Hasn't gone your
How
way.
many did I lose this week?
I don't do real estate, but it's got to be crushing.
It's the same thing. It's like going onto a stage.
I have laid up at night after a bomb, and just going, just replaying it back in my
Same
head,
thing.
the joke, and I'm like, what? I flopped, and it keeps you up at night,
That is the same thing with real estate.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Like, I dealt with a FSBO, which is a for sale by owner, and I went there, showed my whole presentation, showed everything that I could give to them, and they still said, what else can you give me? And at the end, they weren't going for anybody. They just wanted to see what I could bring to the table, but not purchase it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not ask for a commit. Like, I asked them for a commission. They weren't interested in that. So it's like I felt like I bombed, but it's not a bomb. I feel like it's more like they weren't interested in the first place, and that's what caused I didn't touch where they wanted me to touch at.
Right.
And I think that's with comedy too. You need to touch someone's personality or that audience in a certain way, and you need to know that audience.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I mean, that 6-year-olds and 50-year-olds, it's hard
You
to
have
like catch both of them.
you have to bring them in.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like you said, some people are at a show or there's a lot of bar shows, you know? They're not even there for the comedy. So you're already, you don't have them. You don't have, so they're not there to laugh, you know? So you have to go out there and try to reel them in.
Yeah.
Reel in people that don't even
wanna
want to
do it.
see
Yeah.
you right now, you know? It's very tough. And if they don't laugh, they don't laugh. You know, it's gonna happen. It's like, I always compare it to like baseball. You know, you strike out 7 times out of 10, you still got a 300% batting average, and that's a comment. You're gonna strike out. People think, oh, I'm a funny guy. You're gonna strike out because the audience may just not be there for you, or it may not be your audience. You know, like the show that we did, not really my audience for that.
Not whose audience was that?
But, you know, like...
If that's your audience, I don't know what you do. You know?
But you grow from there.
You grow, and it's...
Yeah, it just toughens you up.
It's tough. You have to toughen up. You have to come back.
Yeah.
Back. It's like boxing. You have to just go back into it.
Yeah.
You need to have balls of Duncan Steel.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Well, no, I noticed the shoes. Now, you could promote the Remax shoes.
I got my Remax Elite shoes, you know.
See, maybe you can hook me up with a pair of Remaxes after this, you know?
What color you want?
I like black.
You like this? You
black.
like this?
I like the black.
What size are you?
9.5.
You got it, buddy.
All right?
Yeah, no doubt. Now, the other thing I want to tell you is comedians. I see a lot of them. You know, I study comedians. I study comedy, just like anything else in my life. Real estate. I study architecture. I study how to negotiate. I love the negotiation process.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a song. Okay.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? It's got a frequency. All right.
Okay.
And
You got to tap into it.
you gotta tap into it, but comedy. I believe a lot of comedians have a hard past.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they start off. You know that their life maybe isn't the greatest starting off.
It's a lot of people compare it to therapy when you get up there and you just bare your soul sometimes, you know? That's the trademark of a real comedian. Not, I shouldn't say a real comedian, but someone that can just open up, you know? Like, people want to hear that. And I think it's a hard trait to do. But once you do it, it's actually very freeing, you know? Like, I always tell people that sometimes they get up there with their jokes and they're like just jokes. They're not. There's no substance to it whatsoever. And I go, if you just even tell a story up there, and it may not even have a lot of punchlines or a lot of laughter in it, but you're going to draw people in with a real story. Like there's truth in real. You know, there's fun. There's comedy in truth and comedy.
Exactly.
There's truth in comedy.
Yeah. Wait. Well, you know, growing up, what comedian? Who do you try to emanate, or who?
I don't know if I try to emulate.
Not emulate, but try. You know, you try to maybe follow their style, or you pick up a lot from their style.
Well, I was always big fan of Chris Rock. But my style, I don't think is Chris Rock-ish, but he's someone that
He's influenced you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. Chris Rock. But I like watching people I like storytellers too.
Okay.
You know, I know. Like Sebastian, we'll go up there.
Sebastian Maniscalco, love that guy.
Exactly.
Love him.
You can relate to it. It's
you know,
I'm not relate to it.
I totally
Right.
relate to it. And you know what's funny? I almost think sometimes that he's watched me, and he does what I think I was doing like 15, 20 years ago. You know,
But
like,
normally.
But
you
no,
ain't even
that's
trying
me.
to be joking about it.
I'm not even trying to be funny. That's me on a normal basis.
right.
You know, like I go to the yogurt shop, you know, and I'm like, what are these people doing? You know? You know what I'm saying? Like that's me in Starbucks. You know, like what are you doing?
Right.
At the where's that sandwich place? So Subway's. I'm like, what do you mean? You pick the bread. That's step one. Pick the bread. You're like, you know what I'm saying? But if you're gonna ask me, Stefano, who's the guy that probably influenced me, or who I try to is Jacob Rodney Cohen, Jack Roy. Who's that? Rodney Dangerfield, right? That's who I really I love it, and his story. I mean, if you ever you could go on a documentary and watch it. He was a vinyl siding salesman.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that.
He was famous, and he was calling people for the vinyl side of business, and people would go like, "You're really Rodney Dangerfield?"
Yeah, you're right, and you're selling vinyl
really?
siding
as a comedian.
You still doing it? Yeah.
Yeah,
for a while,
Really?
until he could commend. I mean, listen, the guy was born over 1922 or 1921, something like that. So you got, they didn't have all, your Facebook and all, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was harder to get a following. I mean, now it's, it's a little easier, I think.
No, it is. Yeah.
I mean, it's overflooded with, podcasts and shows like this, But listen, Mike, you're on the biggest network right now, right? You got WABC. How many letters is that?
4.
Whatevertainmenttv. You see how many letters we got? Biggest network.
It's a lot, yeah.
Biggest
there you
network.
go.
I don't even know how many letters.
No, but you're absolutely right, because you had to hit the road back then. There was no social media. You had to get your name out by going to these clubs and just being on the road, and that's why sometimes like the older generation doesn't have as much respect. Like Dane Cook was what they consider like the first social media comic, and the older guys didn't really respect him because he used MySpace to get his name out to who he was. But he did his work, but I'm just saying he never he wasn't sleeping out of his car the way a lot of these older comedians had to do it. So
yeah, and like a regular show. I mean, you talk to some of these comedians that are getting paid. They're doing these shows. Whatever, weddings or I don't know, bar mitzvah, whatever they're doing, right? I mean, you actually like, what are you getting paid for this? $50. If
right.
So I mean, this is how they're living, and like even like we meet up at Manhattan. Remember that time we met up in whatever we were doing over there. What was it called? I don't remember. That place with the attic over there, right?
Yeah, the pit.
No, the pit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we we're over there, and some of these comedians you see like these guys they're roughing it out.
Yeah.
Guys and girls. I mean, they're roughing it out. But you have a production company, correct?
Yeah, I guess you call it a production company. So now we're doing, it's all on Zoom.
Okay, well, what's it called?
Good One Comedy.
Good One Comedy.
All right, Good One Comedy. It's me. It's 2 other comedians, Sean Gibbs. And,
Two?
Yeah,
I
maybe 2
usually
other
see
guys.
like 12 of you or something.
Well, the ones that we're the co-producers.
Okay.
So it's me. It's Sean Gibbs, John Listman. Okay. So we started this probably 3 years ago now. Maybe a little less than 3 years. Right now it's all Zoom.
Okay.
So we can't.
But people could join in
Anybody
on the Zoom, and how would they find your your page?
All right, so goodonecomedy.com is the website, and it's right now we're doing
good one. When you say good one, is good the number one or
no
ONE?
ONE.
Good ONE.
Right.
Comedy.com.
Goodonecomedy.com.
All right.
So we do open mics.
Okay.
Open Zoom mics.
Okay.
Twice a day.
So let's say I'm a comedian in California.
Right.
I'm watching the show right now. I want to get in.
Yeah.
How do I contact
Go on
you?
goodonecomedy.com.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a link.
Yeah.
It's every 5 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
Just click it.
Wait, what does that mean? Every 8 p.m. Eastern. What?
So
Twice a day we hold open mics.
Every day.
Every day.
I didn't know this.
Well, now you know.
Now I know.
Now you know.
Okay.
Every day, 5 p.m., 8 p.m.
Okay.
Okay? Click the link, puts you right into the Zoom room.
Okay.
Get 5 minutes, test your material out.
Okay.
And then every bi-weekly, we do a Zoom show.
Okay.
Like a
That's the
showcase.
one. That's the one I follow. The
Yeah.
Zoom show. Yeah.
And we'll get people. Usually, a lot of them are people that we discover from doing the open mics.
Okay.
And we do. See, internet's different.
Okay.
And we're all learning the new internet
We're all
norm
learning, yeah.
of comedy. You know, where it's very easy for people just to tune out. All right, you know, it's very easy
Just
to
scroll
X
up.
out,
You
X
just scroll out,
whatever.
X out, whatever.
So we don't do long sets. We do
Okay.
4-minute sets
Okay.
max.
Yeah.
You know, not like a regular live show where you could be doing 10, 15-minute sets.
Yeah.
So, and we'll get 5, 6 comedians on a show.
Okay.
You know? And we try to keep it tight because, like I said, it's hard.
I'm sorry. I know what you're saying. Okay. If you don't have feedback from an audience, like
That's
at a
it.
live show, it's hard to know that what you're doing is working.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right?
wait, there's a panel, like there's 3 other comedians viewing this one comedian on an open mic, or is it like viewers could come in at any point and go like, oh, let me watch this.
Oh yeah, anyone.
But they don't have to do
Participate.
comment. Oh,
No, not at all. No, if you're just watching, you just say, I'm watching. If you want to throw in your 5 minutes, you know, just work 5 minutes out. You know, it could just be a rant.
Are there any people that join and start making noise, like not muted and like?
Yeah, well, that's a problem. That's a problem
But
with
you can mute everybody on
Mm-hmm.
Zoom, so
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys are.
but that's another problem that we
Have to deal with.
Zoom. Yeah, like Zoom comedy is
It's
brand
new.
new. It's
Yeah,
brand
yeah.
new. Where everyone's still learning this
Yeah.
thing.
Newborn kind of-
Nobody even thought of doing Zoom comedy before because it was stand-up comedy is live, interactive. It could be 3 people in a bar.
Yeah. Tell us about these Zoom shows, right? How you know it's difficult because you don't have the audience to give you the
Don't
feedback.
have the audience.
I mean, you have an audience, but it's not like it being with a live audience, correct?
I was more when I first did a Zoom comedy. I just did an open mic. It was more nervous than actually being in front of people. I think because it was just such a weird. I'm talking to a screen.
Yeah.
I'm talking to. I'm looking at boxes.
Yeah.
There's a delay with the laughter, if there is a laughter.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and it was very unusual.
Yeah.
It was very unusual, and I think all of us had to get used to this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's that new normal. Okay.
Oh God.
I'm
Every time somebody says new normal, you know what I think of? Remember Street Fighter 2? But Hadouken! You remember that? Like, that's what I want to do. I just Hadouken! You know? Like,
so it was. Yeah, but it was something that we had to get used to,
Yeah.
you know, and because we didn't know when, and we still don't know when this is gonna.
yeah, no, it's gonna go on forever.
These things are still closed,
Yeah.
you know. All the comedy clubs are still closed, so
Yeah.
we're like we have to learn, and it's from top to bottom. Like this was new to everyone. Every single comedian, professional guy that's been doing it for 20 years, now all of a sudden has to figure out
How to Zoom.
how to Zoom.
How to Zoom in the first place.
Right.
Then how to do it in front of people without getting an interaction or
Right.
a little
But
interaction. I tend
a
when
lot
I'm
of-
on a Zoom, I
yeah.
feel like I'm talking to myself and I hear myself louder than if I'm just talking like
I mean, if
I'm
you
paying attention to my
a
words
lot,
a little bit
a
more.
lot of industries have been affected. Like even our real estate job, you know, during COVID. I mean, you know, we started doing the 3D walkthroughs.
Okay.
How do you hold an open house? We were doing 3D open house. Do you know how? You know how?
It's gotta be. It's gotta be awkward, you know.
I don't even know if awkward is the word.
I
It's
even
like,
called my clients and I had to walk through the house with my phone
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they were like, "Oh, let me see that room."
yeah,
And-
or we gotta use like a Matterport where they do the crime scene cameras, but for real estate. So
Okay.
So they could see they could see everything. They could measure walls, all that stuff. But that's what we had to do, to get up to sell a house. But who's gonna buy a house? It's not like buying a bike on eBay. You know.
Yeah.
And none of you have done this before, right?
Nobody, the whole industry, nobody really,
I mean, I've seen it plenty
You
of
could
times
do
online.
Yeah,
but
we had 3D videos. Some of us did 3D. We did them,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like a common thing. It was just like, it's just to whatever. We can't go to the place. It's too far away, so
But we did a lot of video stuff as soon as
Yeah,
I
we
joined
always.
the
I
team.
mean, we always
We
did
always
video
did
stuff.
the
I mean,
video
that
stuff.
was our thing. To do the video stuff.
We stood out a
And
little bit with that.
Yeah, we stood out a little bit with that. For, and just the professional photos and everything was always top. But you know, the whole comedian thing. Even with baseball, I mean, you see, that WWE wrestling.
Yes.
I mean, they're
Yes.
doing cardboard cutouts. I think as an entertainer, which they are also, right? I mean, it's not real. We know that, right?
Right.
Don't-
What are you talking? What?
You
Wait.
guys-
Wait a second.
Yeah. Wrestling's not real. I don't know if you guys know that, right?
I will put you in a Cobra clutch right now and show you that it's real. No, that's
No, but it's also you have to be able to try to trick the players' minds, and being a comedian, you're a player. We got to trick your mind to But like you said, the laughter is delayed.
It's
like they're on the moon.
Right. If they're paying attention to you.
If they're paying attention, yeah. So it's difficult. It's difficult.
And I'm gonna. So a friend of mine, SV Rebadanera, does a show called Stand and Deliver. I think it's live now, but she used to do it on Zoom. She actually got Judah Freelander to do a spot. Okay. So the audience it's the comedians and the audience are on the same screen. Okay, they're all mixed in, and there's one guy just passed out in his living room, like he's not paying attention to the show at all. And Judah sees this, and he just starts. The first few minutes is just him ragging on the guy. Never woke up.
Wow.
That's something that you would never get in a live show. But people are. You start seeing weird things. People starting to crack open a bottle of wine, maybe.
I mean, they're home.
It's like something that's there.
It could be
Some weird stuff, and more. I'm being nice. There's some.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, just on our Zoom meetings, for at the office. I mean, you see people doing
You usually see them asking the question, and then you see they air the whole time of the whole Zoom meeting.
Yeah, they're like you see half of their face. Like I don't know. It's Zoom. I mean,
right.
Just get in front of the camera. What's so hard here? The kids are screaming in the background.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't get that. But. So now goodoncomedy.com, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So now let's say somebody wanted to hire you guys, right? For whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't know, bar mitzvah, wedding, I don't know, whatever it could be. Now, do you guys do those kinds of shows? Do you do them? Do they?
We haven't in the past, but that's not something that we would be opposed to. We used to use the Pit, the People's Improv Theater in the city. That was like that became our spot, and we'd put on like a monthly show over there before this whole thing happens. And now we're doing everything virtual. And like I said, I don't know when the live stuff people are starting to do outdoor live. Okay, they're finding corners in Central Park.
Yeah.
To do it, and you're fighting the elements.
I mean, you're the homeless.
You're fighting the elements. Yeah. People are walking their dogs. The cars honking.
So anyway, Mike, it was a pleasure.
Pleasure.
Right?
Listen,
pleasure. Give us a plug, Mike.
Yeah, so goodoncomedy.com. You can find me on Instagram, Mike Malone _NYC. Also Twitter. You can also find Good One Comedy on Instagram, Good One Comedy at Good One Comedy, and Facebook. Of course, you need the Facebook.
I'll put that all below so you guys could.
Like, share his stuff, subscribe to his stuff, and as always, we love the viewers. Go on to our website. Give me feedback. What did you think about our interview with Mike? Do you want more comedians on? Who do you want on my show? I'll interview anybody. I got friends from every walk of life. So give us a call. I don't know, text it. What do they do to get in touch with us? I don't even know.
Subscribe to us. You can write in the comments, and you could text us on Instagram, direct message us.
Call me on my phone.
Call
me on my phone. You know me.
Guy's always up.
I'm always up.
Leo's always up.
So obviously.
3 o'clock in the morning. Got an idea.
You got it. Yeah. Actually, the best ideas.
They are
at that time.
They are.
You call me up. It's solid. I don't care what it is. Solid, right? I'll do it.
What's the Instagram?
What's the Instagram?
The Diamede team at Remax, I think it is.
Well, isn't it Whatevertainment? Whatevertainment TV.
TV. Yeah.
Whatevertainment TV.
Okay. Correct.
on Instagram?
I'll put it down below.
Oh yeah, put it down below so you know whatever.
It's somewhere around there.
Mike, it was a pleasure.
Pleasure, yeah, thank you.
I'd love to invite you back onto, next, whatever. Just
Yeah,
come,
absolutely.
all right?
Yeah, I'll just stop in,
Stop it. All
Yeah,
right?
just stop in.
Yeah, just that. Whichever office you want to stop in.
Okay.
Give me a call. Yeah,
It's like I know Steph.
yeah, that's it. You're solid. All right. All right. Well, thank you very much.
All
All
right,
right,
thank
it
you.
was a pleasure.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.